Okay, I was doing a little organizing in my Larrivée collection today, and I love Larrivée Jumbos, and I own 5 of them in the studio collection, and here they are. Just kind of going left to right. This is a stock J09, so the 9 series standard is Sitka spruce with East Indian rosewood back and sides. This is also a J09. But in the Larrivée lineup, when you go to the 9 series, that's when you can kind of have some more customization options. So this is a 9 series, but it actually has a cedar top, and it has flame maple back and sides. And it's really cool. It's a really interesting sound. So Larrivée does a great job with maple. I've got a bunch different variations in my collection, from dreadnoughts to OMs to SDs to the J here. Now these two here are 05 series, so there's a J05 and then a JV05. The JV05, if you have a Larrivée and it has a V in the name, it just means it has a Venetian cutaway. So Venetian cutaway, no cutaway. Sitka spruce tops, mahogany back and sides. One of the things I love about Larrivée is just over the years, you know, you're going to have little trim differences. You can kind of see these first two have maple binding, and this guy has rosewood binding, which is really cool. So they're not all like that, obviously, but this is a little bit older one. Back in the 90s, and I believe back into the 80s, they did the rosewood headstock overlay with like a gold silkscreen logo, which I think is really cool. The later model ones, you know, they're going to have the more of a gloss, I believe that's ebony headstock inlay. I'm not quite sure, with the pearl logo and the kind of arbor binding around it, which is awesome by itself. But there's part of me loves the simplicity of the rosewood and silkscreen. And last but not least, another J09. I had originally thought this was a J19 because the 19 series, which came out in I believe in the early 90s, combined like 9 series body cosmetics, so just a simpler binding. But they had 10 series inlays, which this one does. But I looked at the serial number and it says it's a J09, so this would have been a custom ordered J09 with the 10 series inlays. So he's gotta restring these bad boys, and we're gonna do some demos of them. I always love the headstock inlays of the collection that I have, which is pretty extensive. I don't have any that have the really big, really cool Wendy Larrivée inlays. I have some of the animal ones, which I love, the seahorse and the eagle and that sort of thing, but I don't have any of the real big ornate ones. So at some point I'm going to get one or 2 or 3. I'm a little addicted to these. So if you have any questions about Larrivée stuff, I do have a tiny little Larrivée dealership. I'm a big collector and have a tiny little dealership, so I do sell some occasionally. But I love to talk Larrivée too, so feel free to leave a comment or question or whatever, and if it is in my power, I will do my best to answer it. Thank you so much for watching.